this is our lesson plan from Pod B Grade 2A. So our content starter is Grade 2.2. Students demonstrate map skills by describing the absolute and relative locations of people, places, and environments. And our substandard is locate on a map where their ancestors lived, telling when the family moved to the local community and how and why they made the trip. So our learning objective is History Social Science 2.2.3. Scholars will be able to demonstrate on the map where their ancestors lived through Google image, flashcards, or diagramming with 5 examples. Our level of Bloom is remembering. We're doing team teaching. Our evidence of mastery is by using Google image, vocabulary flashcards, and a map diagram. These are the vocabulary words that students will go over. So for our lesson plan, we decided to split into 3 days. Our first day, that's where we'll go over the vocabulary words and specifically the 7 continents. That's what we want the students to gain knowledge of and to remember. So that way they can use those 7 continents for their project that they're going to do on day 2. Day 2 is where they're going to create their project by doing a pic collage and putting 5 pictures on their pic collage. And then on day 3, that's where they'll present it. So like I said, day 1 is basically going over some vocabulary. We're going to watch a video about 7 continents, and this 7 continent leads them into their next step of doing a map diagram. So using this map, they're going to color in each continent with a different color by doing which one's the biggest, and then so on to the smallest continent. And after that, they're going to continue with their flashcards by going more into detail with what each vocabulary means. And for evaluation on all 3 days, they basically have to write a summary or at least a sentence or 2 about what they learned or what they didn't like or what was their favorite part. And like I said, day 2 is basically where they start creating their pic collage, and we spend a lot of time on that, so we help them and guide them in creating and looking for images such as like the continent of where the ancestors are from, this part here, the continent they're from, the country within the continent, a popular food, a biggest city, some kind of celebration, and so on. And I think this would be a favorite part of mine, where we would go more into detail and having the time to help them and guide them with whatever they can do. I also really enjoyed doing day 1 of elaboration of the map here, where we spend time coloring in the map. That would be one of my favorite parts as well. And then of course day 3, where they finally present. So that would be an awesome activity to do with them, where they just talk about the 5 pictures and then at the end write what they learned